all of these hypocrites that are in power at this moment, they're not doing anything in the cause of Palestine, even though we have the hadith of Nabi al-Islam, which states that if you see oppression incurring, stop it with your hands. If you cannot stop it with your hands, then speak out against it. And if you cannot speak out against it, then know it's bad in your heart. But we're seeing that the Muslims, they're going the opposite direction. Whenever they see something wrong occurring, first they start with knowing it bad in your heart, even though the first hukum is to stop it with your hands. Now, all of these Muslim countries, you have the Arab countries, you have Turkey, you have Pakistan, you have all these countries. And what are they doing at this moment? Not only are they not taking a stance for Palestine, but they're shaking hands with the people who are doing this oppression on Palestine. The Arab countries, they gave Donald Trump a big jet worth millions of dollars. The Arab countries, they're doing trade deals with Donald Trump. Meanwhile, they're normalizing relations. Qatar or UAE even presented their women to Donald Trump when he came. So in the meanwhile, your brothers and sisters are being cut, and what are you doing? The person cutting your brothers and sisters, you're presenting your women to them. So this is love of the dunya, and this is fear of death. They think that they're going to live forever and ever. This is why they're shaking hands with the kuffar and munafiqeen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَذَةٍ لُمَذَةٍ, woe to all the scorners and mockers. الَّذِي جَمَعَ مَالَهُ وَعَدَّدَهُ, who collect wealth and continuously count it. يَحْسَبُ أَنَّ مَالَهُ أَخْلَدَهُ قَلَّ لِيُمَذَنَّ فِي الْخُتَمَةِ, they think that their wealth will make them immortal. So this is what you're seeing with these leaders. They think that their wealth will make them immortal. They want to live forever and ever. And they have fear of death. This is why you see a lack of surgeons to fight for justice. And this is not only in the leaders, this is in the Ummah itself. Nabi al-Islam, he mentioned to the Sahaba that a time in the Ummah will come when the Ummah will be large in numbers, but they'll be large in numbers, but they will be like foam in the ocean. They'll be large, but they'll be absolutely weightless. This is the condition that they will have. And the Sahaba asked, will this be because we're going to be small in numbers? They said, no, you'll be large, but you'll have two things which will enter your heart. What are these two things? These two things are love of the dunya, number one, and fear of death. Love of the dunya causes a person to completely forgo his deen, completely forgo his Islamic obligations. When a person loves the dunya and he's consumed with this love and he is ignorant and complacent and forgetful of the akhirah, then it doesn't matter to him what happens. It doesn't matter to him what his Islamic duties are. Wherever it's easy, he'll follow his Islamic duties. Wherever it's difficult, he won't follow them. For example, for Yusuf al-Islam, when the wife of the minister is trying to seduce him, what is the easier option to go for? Is it the easier option to protect yourself, to stay away, or is the easier option to commit zina? The easier option is to commit zina, but he had a quality. His quality was he did not have love for the dunya. He had taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he did not have love for the dunya. Nowadays, people, especially our leaders, the question is, why are they not taking a stance? Egypt has such a big military. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. All the Muslim countries combined together, their personnel go up to millions and millions. Their wealth goes up to billions. Clearly they have wealth because they could easily give a fighter jet to Trump. So we have all the resources. Why aren't we doing juhud? Why aren't we doing action? This is because they lack taqwa, and this is because they're going for the easy route. They're going for zina rather than protecting themselves from indecency. This is what they're doing. So this is something that we ourselves need to be conscious of, that this is what's going on in the world. And furthermore, what is our duty personally, you and I? What are we meant to do regarding this? Well, according to the hadith, if we're following it, what can we do? If you can stop it with your hands, number one. If you have position of authority. So if a president, prime minister, if they have position of authority, they have to do the juhud. But with regards to us, we may not have the position of authority to implement actions, to send the armies. But what do we have? We have the second degree of strength. We have our speech. We need to utilize our speech to the maximum. We need to fight the case of Palestine. All these lies that are going on, all these, like the brothers that came and waved a shirt full of blood saying the wolf ate Yusuf, all the lies that are equivalent to this about Palestine, that these are the terrorists, that they started it, that this is our holy land, what we need to do is rebuttal these lies. What we need to do is raise awareness. We need to tell people that this is something to make fikr and concern about. In the media news channels, this narrative needs to be pushed. In all of our social medias, this narrative needs to be pushed. Furthermore, there's other assistance to do as well. The other assistance that a person can work on is to donate, give as generously as possible. Because just like at the finale, when Yusuf al-Islam, he's the minister of Egypt, and his brothers are in front of him, his family is in front of him, and his brothers are desperate, they're poor, they're desperate, and Yusuf al-Islam is the one with authority, he's the one with political power, and his brothers, they're desperate, they need food. Just like this moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the person who was oppressed honor, the same way, my friends, Palestine will also rise. Palestine will also get up. Palestine will also garner victory. One day, just like Yusuf al-Islam went from being a kid to becoming thrown into a well, from being oppressed from his brothers to being thrown in a well, from going into slavery, and from all of this oppression, from being abandoned by his family, all the way to becoming a king, becoming a minister. The same way Palestine will rise. And at that moment, when Palestine is standing on his feet and standing on the throne, what will we have to show? Will we be able to say that, when people's pockets were tight, when they weren't giving, when they were being greedy, that I gave? Will we be able to say this? This is a question we all need to ask ourselves. Because it's inevitable that Palestine will rise. Just when they do rise, what will our condition be? This is number one. The next thing, our supplications. This is something that we need to stick upon. People let go of their supplications, thinking nothing will come from this, thinking that this will cause no benefit. But people supplicate to ministers. They have any issue, they go supplicate to the doctor. Fix my kid, I have this issue, I have that issue, as if he is the Khalik who's gonna cure him and rescue him and solve all his issues. Similarly, people go to ministers, doctors, people go to presidents. For instance, just as an example, when the India-Pakistan war happened, who did they go to? They went to Trump, because that's their master. So we have too much trust in tawakkul in creation. We don't have trust in tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to rebuke all of this. La, there is no other God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to understand the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we need to go and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is King of the worlds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He can grant us everything, absolutely everything. Of Allah's conditions and of Allah's qualities are Qul huwallahu ahad, say He is Allah the One, Allahu Samad, Allah the Eternal in Refuge, Lam yalid wa lam yulad, He neither begets nor is He begotten, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad, nor is there anyone equivalent to Him. So my dear friends, no one's equivalent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills, Allah can do anything. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills, you could be in the bottom of the barrel, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could raise you to become a king. So this is why we need to supplicate, we need to make effort, we need to make mujahida, we need to raise the stance of Palestine. Real action costs comfort, but silence is our moral loss. If we are silent in this, then we are just as guilty. Therefore, we need to make effort, we need to make mujahida. So, in conclusion, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala liberate Palestine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow them to continue and allow us to continue with steadfastness, justice and courage. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take the love of dunya